だけどそれ以上に育っていく環境がそうさせてしまう。だから今は受け入れられるべきわけじゃないんです。
新選組を離れて療養した方がいい。空気のきれいな場所でゆっくりと。
新選組を離れる。それはできません。
Looking to get more out of your CSGO fan experience? Introducing CSGO Bingo! Event pick'ems and fan club showdown. Claim free bingo cards to win amazing prizes. Predict the winners of ESL events with pick'ems for prizes and glory. Show your favorite team you're the biggest fan by winning matches in the fan club showdown. Check out csgohub.com today to take part in all of these and more.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Thinking, moving, touching, and well, all of the other things, all of the other pieces that you need to compete in Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Welcome back to CS Psychology 101. Today, we're going to be going over a very important subject, XXX Heyman 420. And
Chushin Genjutsu style. Show me the student able to take down Ichiro Maria.
How is it that you know about that? I see. You're with the showman.
Just a legend. Just a story. A story to scare little kids.
I think Navi are in a kind of interesting place because if history is anything to go by, beating these Carrigan-led phase squads kind of hinges a lot on being consistent. And that's obviously pretty hard within Navi right now, what with the various changes they've undergone. So I would be really looking at Electronic and his development within the IGL role. Does he continue to trend upwards? Does he continue to get more comfortable there?
I think if you look at results, Electronic is doing pretty well, right? First event for Navi, they pick up the win, they take FaZe to 5 maps in Cologne. Results speaking for themselves, Electronic's doing great. But at the same time, he's got some of the best pieces in the world to work with, right? He's got one of the best coaches right now in Blade who does so much prep, so much anti-strat. That's only going to help Electronic pick up these wins at big tournaments. But you've also got Simple, the best player in the world. So that makes Electronic's job a little bit easier. And as long as Navi are believing in his cause, I think they're going to be pretty unstoppable this year.
The Sundai Young pickup is really interesting, in my opinion. I think out of all the players they could have got, Sundai Young was a very, very natural fit to go in this team. To kind of answer why, I would say Sundai Young has lots of playing experience. He spent half a decade in Team Spirit. He's played under a variety of different squads and leadership over that time frame. So throughout his whole career, he's been very, very used to gelling in and being that kind of glue to hold a team together. You know, I like to think there was a reason that Spirit kept him around for 5 years, and that quality is probably a big part of it. He's probably feeling like a renewed bit of faith, but also drive within his career, right? He's now looking to actually move to a next level instead of knocking around Team Spirit for ages and, you know, kind of being this tier 2 player. He's been given a olive branch up to the top level, and I don't think he's going to squander that.
So we have some changes in the team, and that didn't change anything in our training process or gameplay style changed. So it's probably the same that was before. There is always a long-term option if you're playing good as a team and as an individual, but it depends on results that we have. And for now, we don't have anything long-term. I'm just competing until Rio Mayor.
Yeah, for me, they're a lock-in for the final, or at least they should be, right? FaZe are the best team right now, Navi are competing, but other than that, there's no one proven. Vitality with a new team, definitely in for a chance. G2 have been shaky, ENCE have a new player. Maybe Cloud9 could be a competitor, but right now it's looking like Navi and FaZe are the top two. I think FaZe have definitely taken the biscuit, but the fact that Navi can take them to 5 maps shows that, you know, CS can be flip-floppy at times. Anyone can win a series. I think Navi are in for a shot to beat them if they get a rematch.
So Hugo talks a little bit about taking the biscuit. We'll dive right into that one shortly. Not entirely sure what that lingo means, but I do see where we're going with this one, and that's a little Navi FNATIC.
Yeah, I don't know either. It's my Inglando, not very good.
Inglando. Nice. Kassad, can you translate?
Not really. I'm with Yank on this one.
Thank you so much, guys.
We all did a class in Pasha London School.
Oh, okay. So yeah, just over the top. You guys are killing it. Let me tell you that. Speaking of killing it, right now, some killing to be done. We have a game in front of us, that is. And of course, that would be Frags Amok. Now, I want to go ahead and bring in our commentators. Get them out of the way. I want to talk about, and rather to Harry and Hugo. Ask Harry more so, what do you think about Hugo's bucket hat selection? Are you with us over there, guys? Hello?
Oh yeah, we're with you. We're with you.
Yeah.
But we got some news, Trace. We got some news. Hugo's got a little thing prepared.
Yeah, no, I've got my bucket hat on, Harry. I've got my sunglasses going. I'm rocking socks and slides every day of the week. But yeah, we're ready for this one, Trace. It's going to be a banger. We've got FNATIC, who looked spicy yesterday, and now we're going to see the true test if they can take down Navi. It's not going to be easy, but whenever was it easy for UKCS, Harry?
Yeah, I mean, dude, that's kind of like I don't know. I have a lot of faith in this new FNATIC squad. I think it's looking pretty sick, isn't it, Hugo? I'm really enjoying it. I think Navi is going to be a super cool test. See them go up against, right? Because Nip, not unheard of to have them have these kind of games where maybe they go missing, maybe, you know, like a Hampus just kind of has a bit of a rough one. For Navi, that's like a much more stable, you know, a stable coin almost in a sense. So yeah, you know, I'm going to buy
FNATIC coin right now, Harry?
I'm going all in. I'm going all in while the price is low, while the going's good.
Okay, I believe in that. Go back to you, Trace. What's the weather
you guys
like
do
over
that.
there?
Thank you so much. The weather here,
It's great, man. It's raining.
Yeah, it's Palpatine almost.
It's awesome.
It's a trap. Yeah, we are absolutely. So a little Navi FNATIC. And in doing so, we talk a little bit about both of the runs of these teams up to this point. Kassad, you have said nothing this entire segment, and now is your opportunity
the thing
to speak.
Is like, I mean, there's
okay, go to
The thing is, like, with these two teams, let's start from the new season, right? Both teams had like a decent runs in the RMR qualifiers and in the Blast. When it comes to Navi, they lost that opening game against Complexity. They smashed everyone else. You know, they did good, right? On the other side, we have FNATIC that qualified for the RMR with in the second try, I believe. In the first one, they lost, and they had not so difficult opposition, but we know how those qualifiers can be tough to break and get into these RMRs. So, and obviously yesterday's win against NIP kind of boosted them even more. So both teams are coming into this game with a high confidence and a good energy, I believe.
Yeah, and, you know, a win streak at that.
All you need to know about Navi is that they topped their Blast group, the seeding phase, without Simple. So that's how well-oiled of a machine they have over there, that they're able to do that. And then just a quick 2-0 in the one game they played, secured that top seed for the fall finals. And FNATIC, I mean, really impressive. Their, you know, match win streak is 6 compared to Navi's 5 at the moment. And yes, those RMR qualifiers, you know, the opposition is not quite up there, but the pressure is very, very high, especially for a new roster. And FNATIC having, you know, some of the disappointing results that they've had previously, it was imperative for them that they get off to a strong
Well, it's
start.
much higher pressure than on the Blast, but apparently you cannot be
eliminated
ever. So yeah.
Sounds good. I mean, that sounds like my kind of competition. Speaking of which, we're not quite there, but we do need to talk a little bit about this FNATIC lineup. And when I say that, it's not the FNATIC lineup of old. You know, we're not looking at an entirely Swedish. Yeah, well, I mean, we're not anywhere near that anymore. And in fact, we've broken Schneider. Yeah, that's a throwback. We're not even anywhere near that anymore. And in doing so, we have this guy, Nikodos. Why should anyone care about Nikodos?
Because you should care about him if you're an Astralis fan, because right now you're watching FNATIC play and you're crying because first you had Lucky, then you got Farlik. You could have gotten this guy the whole time. A Danish player, right, came over from Copenhagen Flames, and yesterday he was just out of this world. You can see especially on Ancient, 120 ADR, over 2 rating, and he just had a field day yesterday.
The thing is, like, I don't understand what the whole deal is with Astralis and not getting this guy, right? He was right there. And there was no, like, even rumors or anything. He wasn't just on the radar at all. And he proved them wrong right here. As you can see, yesterday, he delivered a monster performance on both maps. And, you know, FNATIC played well.
I'll tell you why. Kassad, you know it as well. They have someone else in their sides. They have someone else, but we'll leave that for another time.
I thought you were going to go out to the upper management thing, but
yeah, I thought so too. I'm not stepping on your toes. That's your department over there.
I really did actually think that's where we were about to take this.
I'm going to save that for some other groups.
Yeah, I mean, the Copenhagen Flames project was a very, you know, how do I say this? It had some explosiveness to it, but also there were a lot of lingering questions.
They only played CS at the major,
yeah,
apparently,
like,
right? That's when they decided to show up and play. It was interesting. He got his boy Roy from Copenhagen Plays with him. It was a package deal, and they're doing great. So yeah, happy to see FNATIC, you know, having some good results, being back on the map. I mean, that's a household name when it comes to Counter-Strike. All iterations, especially in CSGO, multiple major championships.
Especially FNATIC. You talk about household name, multiple generations. Well, this guy we're going to talk about in our Colex players to watch, he's definitely a part of that fold.
Let's get right into our players to watch, starting with the legend of the game, Crims, who's been with FNATIC for almost 6 years now and has cemented his name in the history books. he's looking to revitalize his team's legacy with a fresh international lineup. We expect Crims to roll back the years and show the young guns that he's still got it. Electronic. There's seemingly no limit to his versatility. An outstanding fragger and a smart player who, on top of it all, has become one of the best IGLs in the current CSGO meta. They each present a foundation for the lineups, playing a vital role in the outcome of today's match.
Just really glad you didn't say Tarek and Shroud on air. Yeah. So welcome back, guys. Sorry, we didn't want to give away those spoilers that we were alluding to, at least. For Crims, though, he has been with this lineup for quite some time. He has probably seen just about every match played under this FNATIC banner. And now they're going to go into another best of 3. You're starting another Pro League season. For a guy like Crims, Kassad, how's that feel?
Must be feeling, very good at this moment right now because of the recent, tough time that FNATIC had in the past year and a half. Now they're starting to play good again and you're getting some wins. It has to feel good for him. And I think it was well said in that little kind of intro that we had, is that he needs to be the leader of this team because he's the oldest and the most experienced and the guy who won most trophies there.
But I feel that's not his natural personality, though, right?
It just doesn't seem that way.
He's more of a quiet guy. He's just, there doing his
silent leader then.
Yeah, the strong silent type. Whatever happened to those guys? But I was interested to see where FNATIC was going to go with their pick. They go for Ancient. They're 9-1 with this roster out of 10 maps that they've played, but they've only played 4 maps: Mirage, Nuke, Ancient, and Overpass. So not really too sure about their map pool. Dust 2 seems to be the way to go in terms of bans, which is great. Navi, one of their best maps at the moment.
But it leaves them with Mirage or Nuke, and they went for Mirage this time. They're also good at Nuke, so whatever they picked would be all right for me. But they went for Mirage and Inferno as a decider, one of the classics as well. We always say it, and both teams like to play it. But overall, I think the veto advantage goes a little bit in towards Navi.
I also feel like Navi is one of those few teams that, despite them having a good map pool and being the favorites in a lot of the matchups, they don't punish the opponents that much in the veto. They're perfectly fine with going for their strong maps, even though it's a strong map for the opponent. They just have that other sort of mentality when it comes to vetoes, where we know this is a good map for you, but we're just better on it, and we're going to show it.
Yeah, you can't always get like Endpoint picking Nuke as the opening map, right? Like
Spirit.
Spirit. Yeah, whoops, that was your. Sorry, just wanted to see if you.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Nonetheless. Ancient, Mirage, Inferno, where are you leaning on this one overall? Before the vetoes, after the vetoes, regardless?
I believe FNATIC wants to have a chance in this one. They need to win their own map pick first, which is Ancient. And if they don't do that, then there is no chance for them.
FNATIC played great yesterday, obviously, against NIP, but Navi is a whole different sort of an animal. And I think they're going to get a reality check very soon, Trace.
Woo. Well, reality checks, my goodness. If they're handing those out around here, you might want to give one to these next 2 gentlemen who are going to be commentating the game. It's going to be Harry and Hugo as we jump into Navi v FNATIC in Pro League's 16th season. Do it to them, guys.
Cash and checks, taking heads, Trace, we're all about it. I prefer cash to checks, Harry. Keep it in my back pocket, keep it on the lowdown. No one needs to know, but here we go. FNATIC, Navi, our first game of the day here, and quite a test for FNATIC, who came in storming yesterday and managed to knock down NIP in an easy 2-0 feat. Now they have to face one of the best in the world with the best in the world inside, in Simple. We're into Ancient, 9-1, not a bad ratio for FNATIC. Let's see if they can keep it going.
Yeah, L plus ratio plus you fell off. That's what they're going to try and show us here. Util getting lined up outside of this B site. Something I will say in that NIP game yesterday, these B executes were, for my money, the most impressive part of FNATIC's toolkit here on Ancient. Let's see if they're able to find success. It's not looking good to open this one up in the pistol. Already Simple's dual Berettas have rung out with a kill, and now he's looking for even more. Tucked in inside a temple, he's going to run down this bomb plot. Nikodos, you ain't getting respected by this guy. Not with the dual Berettas in play. And there's some Young to close it. Navi, they're going to run away with a flawless pistol round to open up.
Yeah, a little 5-on-5 on the B site. Everyone was ready there, no question about it. And yeah, FNATIC, one of the coolest parts yesterday was that Molotov they kept throwing into the back of default to stop those constant boosts that Broden would do back in cave. Well, Simple just sits there and runs them down, stops the plant. Full pressure for Navi. And FNATIC can't get comfortable. A nice pistol round taken. And on this CT side, we know games can very much get out of control. FNATIC on 4 Glocks. 3 mollies used instantly for Navi, stopping a fast one. FNATIC were expecting it though. They're going to hold off for a moment and then creepy crawl their way into the B site.
Oh, there's a lot of Glocks. They've got numbers, but Sundayoung's got the element of surprise.
He did not stop running there. He just kept going.
Just speed, pace.
That's all you need.
Yeah, those are the 2 most important features.
Oh, well, it's a good start for Navi, but we're waiting for the rifle round for FNATIC, see what they're going to bring to the table. Mate, if they could be competitive in this game, let alone win it, that would be monstrous, right? There's somewhat of a honeymoon aspect that we're considering for FNATIC, but at the same time, this is not a sleeper team on the other side in Navi. Maybe you can catch Nip on a bad day. It's rare to see Navi in the same as of late. Picking up tournament wins ever since Electronic took over the in-game leading duties of Navi. In fact, he is leading with Julies in this round, in a gun round no less. Navi playing a bit of a bonus. It's cheeky, all right. Playing solo mid with the Julies was an interesting decision, but luckily he's already begun his rotation. He'll need to. Mezzi gets the pick into B before the smokes come down, and that gives FNATIC a little more room now as the plant comes in. Another spam shot for Nikados, and it's all going very well. Simple might already be thinking about saving that orb. This round is cooked.
Oh, Nikados really trying to hunt this man at long. Will decide that eventually enough is enough, and he's willing to let the SMG get away. FNATIC gonna get on the board nice and early, and even though that was, a bit of a bonus out of Navi, they still had this big ticket item of the AWP in play. Never really gets to see any action there. FNATIC immediately in with their first. I'm super excited. I don't know about you, but I'm super excited to see Simple versus Nikados. I think that's going to be a bit of a banging head-to-head, right? Especially if Nikados is able to kind of replicate some of the moves he was making yesterday in that NIP game. He was hyper involved in the early stages of rounds with that AWP. The amount of times we saw him double kill on like the cave routing for the entry was crazy. So he's going to be super keen to get involved in these fights early on, and hopefully that increases the chances of him and Simple having this kind of intense clash between the 2 of them.
Yeah, Simple is starting B as well this time. He was ready for that A pop, something that FNATIC used frequently, right? A lot of contact days without utility in that game against NIP yesterday. Really caught them off guard when Hampus and Rez were swapping positions. That's crazy for Sundayoung. That is madness. He runs. He never even saw Roy. Gray screen the entire time, running and gunning, and he's going to get that opening kill for Navi. What a way to do it. Settle back into the bomb site now. The orb still looking down ramp. And in fact, getting curious as well as Perfecto. That's going to free up Sundayoung's rotation. Navi have started to work this one out at the perfect time. A very ballsy push to make it a 5-on-4, but B has been very quiet in this round. Navi know what's up, and FNATIC are going to creep into their crosshairs.
Yeah, Electronic is in just such a good spot, man. With this molly going down, it's only going to sell his position further. And the timing on the swing out a bit is so nice, man. It all works in tandem with each other. Right as their attention's peeled away from Donut and onto the big box, that's when you get the swing out a bit. Very, very composed for Navi here. Stalwart A-side defense, and with just Nikados left, he's going to walk into his death down in Donut. Navi, they will respond, right? A flawless round as well to find their 3rd. An immediate bit of revenge after having that B play edged out past them. And I've got to say, as much as we did see FNATIC kind of lean into these A plays, as I said, heading into that last round, I actually much preferred their B takes. I think their B takes were super clean. They very rarely got out of hand, definitely had like a better success rate leaning towards that side of the map. I think they do a lot more with their utility there. A's just kind of, in my mind, harder.
Yeah, I think a lot of that as well comes off of Nikados' T-AWP, right? As you were saying, his cave picks, he was 3-on-1 in openers on the T side alone on this map yesterday, so we're going to need him to be cracking open bomb sites. But Sundayoung has been very impressive in these few rounds. That smoke hit is unfortunate for Mezzi. It stops you dead in your tracks. You can't move a muscle. And Mezzi gets turned into seafood there. Young, he sees food, he eats it. 2 kills already towards the cave, and Simple's freed up to rotate out yet again. But doesn't even need to. Now Electronics lost mid-info. And so FNATIC could have a lurker come up on a big flank. It's going to be Crims creeping out mid late. But they're in no hurry. Minute on the clock, 3 on 5. And Navi have 4 players sitting around the default pillar in B. This is quite the read. They're very ready for exactly what FNATIC are dealing them. And there's not really much util to get around this corner either. FNATIC love mollying this close corner in cave. But do they really want to announce it? Re-aggression might get caught. Oh, but the back turn for Crims. Nikodos doesn't even get a chance to trade that kill out. He's going to go for it. Headshot is clean, but there's so many more inside of B.
They're 3 strong here for Navi. You're going to be so hard-pressed to get past this.
Oh.
Ollie is going to force Electronic out. They know that he was cubby. As a result, they know he sat back in the little ninja corner. So Fasha catches him out through Donut. Hang on, they're breaking in. Simple's going to hold the line, but a plant is coming through. And now Fasha in the 1 versus 2 goes looking for Simple, who's retrieved that AWP, and he puts it to good work right away. Navi able to turn the tides on that one. That was a very, very, very good attempt at the 2v4 push in towards that B site. But man, getting past Simple, the fact he was able to retrieve the AWP at low health just gave everything his way, didn't it?
Yeah, 2v5 for FNATIC, and they get plant. They get it down to a 1v2, almost around. But yeah, shut down by Simple right at the end. The quick switch onto the AWP as well. Very nicely done for Navi to keep that round from getting out of control. They just peeled out of that B play as FNATIC got quiet, and stress is already coming in. Remember in that NIP game, they started both maps dominantly, right? They ran away with their early T-side on Ancient as well, and it felt like their half was already done after 7-8 rounds or so. Well, now they've really got to work for it. Simple, he's heard the footsteps. He won't even try and take a shot. He gets back. Oh, no, he doesn't. Almost to safety, but spins with the AWP and gives Crims an opening kill. Not typically an AWPer, but let's see what he can do with it, because Spam has come through the smoke denying the plant, and Navi, they've at least slowed this round down for now.
Crims AWP highlight round? Question mark? Let's see if we get it. 1 kill off the Tech 9 already, but dead to the men over in Temple. Nikodos goes looking for the trade, ends up getting cut down as well. That AWP is now irretrievable. And so this one, the chances of it getting interesting starting to decrease unless Fasha can come in big, and with Perfecto already on that line, retrieving the AWP again.
Yeah, Navi aren't respecting utility in this game, right? It's why, the one round that FNATIC actually picked up was one where they contacted into B and then got the picks and then smoked off those rotations, right? When they put the smokes down and then they try and run in, we've had a lot of spam kills come out for Navi. We've had a lot of players push through this utility in unison all together, and they know they can't let FNATIC get these comfortable post-plant positions, and so they're not even allowed plants in many of these rounds. This is really nice out of Navi. They definitely knew what they were up against given that game yesterday, and look at how more aggressive it's getting. Bit biting back, finds Roy off of the jump onto the ledge. Out through the smoke in middle. FNATIC is not getting easier. And final bullet headshot for Bit. He's done in 3.
Dude, it's insane. They've only seen Bit in middle, but in reality, there's like a triple sprung layered defense in mid. They only knew about Bit, and he basically won the round single-handedly. As they were trying to trade that, they've been made aware of everyone else, and now for Nikodos, not really much you can hope for. My, oh my, that is a beautiful round from Bit. It was basically over the moment he got involved with middle.
Yeah, this is so reassuring for Navi, right? This has not been a frequently played map in recent months for this team. Definitely, picked it up early. Just having, Vertigo as an insta-ban for Navi means they had to start off on Ancient when it got added to the map pool. But yeah, recent times not really been too interested. And FNATIC, it's been their best map. It's been, their pocket pick to run through the RMR qualifier as well. And now they're really getting a taste of their own medicine up against the best. So much money getting made as well. These rounds for Navi have been clean. And as said, FNATIC have been desperately going for bomb plants and pretty unsuccessful in their endeavors. Worth noting, Harry, FNATIC, They didn't go to the gym today. Could this have resounding effects on their performance? It's looking likely.
I mean, you know, we mentioned it coming into the NIP game. We said that we gym with these guys. Samuelson, he sent us a little message saying, like, guys, we're gymming again.
And then they didn't.
And then they didn't go. And then they didn't go. So, you know, if that... I'm just saying,
yeah,
you know...
correlation does equal causation.
The correlation's there, man.
Yeah.
Right, Roy. He's going to try and get into cave, but as we know, Sumdai Young's not really given this position over too frequently. Oftentimes, he's out with a double before all is said and done.
I don't want to waste all your ammo on that spam because you could get rushed on your reload, but now Sumdai Young hopes for exactly that. He's got Simple covering, and that reload, they think they've got him. They get baited in from the audio queue, and Simple picks up 2, looking for a 3rd. Jiggle spotted, and Simple stops them in their tracks. Maybe an ace here in this round for Simple, but denied by the deagle of Nika Dawes, but he doesn't get more than 1. Only Crims very late to be in a 1-on-3.
Big Crims up through the ramp side with this dig, but dead immediately. And so 7-1 is the score. Hey, man, you still got to give it to FNATIC. If this keeps up, all their games would still be crazy dominant.
Not wrong, but not the dominance they were hoping for today. You know, considering Mirage is up next as well.
The slogan can be win or lose, it will be quick.
Yeah.
You know?
For more branding opportunities, contact Harry on Twitter. Nikadol's AWP is here though, it's been a while. T-side opener, attempting it in middle, but no one crossed up ledge, which is a shame. It's been something Navi have been all over. This is something that NIP didn't do, and FNATIC had so much room in middle, right? NIP never took mid control. They never had a double setup. They didn't really play aggressive mid, and that allowed FNATIC to take it early, or often take it late as well. Navi in a lot of these rounds have had triple mid setups, and that scared FNATIC somewhat. They won't be taking it in this round, even though it was just Electronic with eyes on. Now FNATIC again try and crunch this B side together. 4v5, but they've got a lot of room in cave. Roy gets corner jump, won't be able to get that kill, and now Navi know what's happening.
Yeah, Mezzi has secured this opener and given them a little bit of room. Electronic having to just tuck in here and dodge these flashes. Blocked. Will catch them getting that bomb down, and Sumdai Young even spammed out Roy at default. In the blink of an eye, this went from a 4v4 to a 4v1, and there's the round. Stolen away by Navi. Mezzi, the only man to make a dent there from FNATIC.
We often talk about how the pillar is a lot more comfortable now, right? But it's not that comfortable. It's not got room for 2 players because Crims got blocked there on the plant, couldn't get it down safely with his teammate in the way. And then his teammate, like you said, gets spammed. It couldn't have gone worse there. Look at this. You think you have room, but then Electronic's got a little bit of angle. You can see a little bit of feet, and he nips him up. Fresh toe trimmings. Ooh. It's not too hygienic, but whatever gets the job done.
Yeah, what always scares me is, like, have you ever seen someone, like, using a toenail cutter to cut toes if they have, like, strong, you know what I say, like, thick old, like, long old nails?
Yeah.
Those things fly off, man. I'm convinced you could get blinded by a stray toe. Is that a thing? Does anyone know that? Has anyone ever been blinded by a stray toenail?
I think, surprisingly, there's little research done into that scenario.
Yeah, but, you know, there must be a record somewhere. If it's rare, then people will write about it when it happens. So, 8-1 right now.
Well, FNATIC trying toe and nail to try and get around on this T side, but they're having trouble. And it's not getting any easier with Bit looking like this. Eviscerates 3 out of the A site. 2 of them headshots on a spray. His ace stolen, but he's happy anyway. 9-1, and this is a calamity right now, Harry. Dear, oh dear. What is going on?
Yeah, man. From toe and nails to toe and heel, dude. They're feeling pain right now, and Electronic is double glazed on the other side of things. Now, Hugo, I won't expect you to fully understand that, but toe and heel